Hey everyone, this is Angie at StampingWithAmore. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm doing a spring project, but you can turn it into an Easter project as well. I'll give you a few ideas on what you can do for that, but you'll make the same way but just decorate it differently. But I love spring. I love thinking about springtime, and I know Easter is coming soon and we'll do Easter projects, believe me. I love doing Easter projects as well. Those are my two favorite times of the year, is Christmas and Easter. I love those, but I wanted to do this one because I love this stamp set, this Garden Meadows stamp set, and I really wanted to use it, and it's just turned out so cute. I put some mini Ghirardellis in here, but if you're going to turn it into Easter, you can put Easter eggs in here. The large Ghirardellis actually fit in this as well. And you can put Hershey's Kisses, anything like that in it. It's 1/2 inch wide and it's 6 inches tall, so we are using a window sheet. I don't even know if you can catch the embossing on the window sheet. Let me see if I could turn it just the right way so you can see the embossing. It's really hard to see on the camera, but there you go. There's a little bit there. It really makes this box super pretty with the embossing, so I advise embossing your window sheet. So this is what we're making, and I have another announcement for you. My great-granddaughter was born February 12th. She's so precious, y'all. Oh my goodness. She was 9 pounds 3 ounces, 22 inches. She's a big girl, but she is so beautiful. I am so excited to watch her grow and to be a part of her life. But yeah, it was so precious, y'all. I'm so excited to have a new baby in our house. Well, not in our house, but in our family. All right, let's get started with this. All right, so we are going to be using, this is Highland Heather. So we are using Highland Heather for this. This piece is 3 1/8 by 6 1/8. And then you're using window sheet. This is 3 by 6. This is from the Nested Essential dies. I'll show you those here in a minute. And I just cut it out because we're going to do a lot of stamping, coloring, and cutting. So I thought I'd do that ahead of time. And then you need a piece of basic white for stamping. And we're going to stamp first. And what we're going to use are my Ohuhu markers. A lot of you showed interest in these. They are linked in the description below the video. If you don't know where below the video is, because I've had to share that with a lot of people, just under the title, you'll look under there, and then there's a little tiny more that you'll see. You have to click on that, and you may have to click more twice to get all the information, but all of that is always in my description. All right, so I'm just going to tell you what we're going to use for this, and then we'll stamp. I'm using GY2, GY3, P3, P4, CG200, and CG050. So those are the colors we're using. I'm giving those because I know a lot of you had shown interest in it, and they're really good. I really like them, and for those of you who don't know, they got pretty good high ratings on when I researched them. I researched them really good because, y'all, I can't afford all those Copic markers. They are expensive. I mean, and this was very economical for the amount of markers you get. So they are linked below. All right, so we are using the little boots, the little watering can, and these flowers right here. And we're going to stamp the top of the box, but the lid of the box, but we'll do that here in a minute. Let's color first the watering can. I'll zoom in a little bit for you here. Hopefully I'm going to remember to zoom out. I know I say that all the time, but you know how bad I am about that. Oops, I'm using the dark, but it's okay. We're going to shade this anyway. So I'll just do the shading part first. And shade inside here. And then we're going to shade up this a little bit. And I like to shade it a little bit darker underneath, so I usually will do it a couple times because you can make them look darker if you do go over it a couple times. That's the same with the blends. It works the same. The reason I'm using these Ohuhu is we didn't have the color that I wanted to use for this. So the colors, all the colors, so I just decided to use these again. All right, so we're done with the watering can. We're going to go ahead and do the leaves here, and this is the 3, so this is the lighter one. I'm just kind of flicking up on the leaves, and believe me, I am not a pro at this, but I do love coloring. Even when I was a little girl, oh my gosh, I was spoiled, y'all. I think I was spoiled. I used to cry if my mom didn't come back from the grocery store without a coloring book. I would be so upset. I've cried several times about that. And isn't it funny how you remember things like that? Oh my gosh. But I was always someone who loved to color. I know some of you don't like to color, but it's my favorite thing. So there you go. It's as simple as that. We're going to do the boots too. And we're going to do these, the light first. And then we'll just shade them a little bit. I know I've said this a million times, but I really want to learn to be good at this. I just haven't had the time to just sit and, try to figure it out with my regular job and this, and of course my new great grandbaby. I want to see her as much as possible. You know how that is if you are a grandmother. And she lives close. So that's so good. They were living in Florida and they moved over here, back here to Texas. And I'm so happy about that. So we're just going to shade this. I like to really go over where the darker is and blend that. All right, that's it. That's all we're doing on this. So let me zoom you back out, and then we're going to bring in my mini cut and emboss, and we're going to cut all these out. And we are going to emboss the little front piece. So I always use on this 1, 2, and 4. This works perfect for me. I'm going to grab my dies here. I already got them on here. I kept them on here so that I could use the same mint tape on them. I hope I can get these lined up. Let's see. Because I'm not looking over them. So I want to make sure I get them pretty close at least. And then the little boots. The boots are adorable, aren't they? And then the flowers. All right, and then we're going to use the 4. Make sure those are all lined up nice, and then run it through. And then we have these all cut out. Aren't they pretty? They're so cute. All right. And I realized I didn't show you the stamp sets and stuff, but I'll show you those here in a minute. We're going to go ahead and emboss with the embossing folder. This is actually a new one. The name of this one is, it comes with 2 actually. It comes with 2 patterns. And this is what that pattern looks like. Isn't that pretty? So we're using this one. And it's called Fun Patterns Embossing Folders, and these are online exclusives. Now, when you are embossing on the mini, there are 2 different ways to emboss. There's a 3D, if you'll use number 4 for the 3D, 1, 2, and 4. But if you're going to use the regular embossing folder, which this is, you're going to use 1, 2, and 3. So we're going to put that in here. And line that up again. Now we're going to run this through. Oops. I got 2. You're going to use 1 and 3. Not 1, 2, and 3. 1 and 3. All right. It'd be super, super hard to get through if you did 1. Let me see if I can get this on here. Better. There we go. It's pretty thick. All right. So now we have that embossed. I don't think you can see it. It's so pretty though. Oh my goodness. Let me see if I can grab something here. Can you see it any better on here? I don't think so. This is so messed up. But it's super pretty and it really, really adds to this box a lot. So let me move these out of the way. And we are going to score. Boy, I almost missed that. It was laying here. It's so see-through. But you know how I love seeing the candy in here. So let's go ahead and score here. And we are going to score this on 3 sides. The 2 long sides and 1 of the bottom sides. So I love this little point on the little stylus because it works super good with window sheet. So you're going to score it at 1/2. And I like to really dig in there so it scores good. And then 2.5 here. And then turn it and do it at 1/2 this way. And then we're going to score the box, and we're going to score this the same way. You're going to score it at 1/2, 2.5, and 1/2 on the bottom. And I think I messed up here because the sideways this way is supposed to be 3 by 6 and 1/8. I think I said 3 1/8 by 6 1/8, but it's what I just told you. Everything will be in the inspiration sheet, so don't worry about the measurements right now. I'm just going to have to trim that 1/8 of an inch off on the side here, and we will be ready to go. So let's do our top piece here as well. So you're going to score this one at 1 1/4. And 1/4 and 1 3/4. And that's your top piece. All right, I'm going to quickly trim that 1/8 off because I do not want this to be messed up. So we are going to line that up and cut that little 1/8 of an inch off right there. That's much better. Now we're ready to go. Okay, so before I put it together, let me just show you what I'm using. So you know, so for the Happy Spring, I'm using it from Excellent Eggs. Now this is where you can make it at Easter. You can put Happy Easter. You can use this little bunny at the bottom. There are little egg, this is a bundle. I'm not using the dies, but they have egg. Let me show it to you so I don't have to. They have these little eggs in it. Look at this one. You can put that at the bottom with the little bunny. There's so many ideas for Easter. We still have the other bunny bundle that is in our annual catalog. I can't think of the name right now, but I'll put it somewhere in here so you know. I'm using the Nested Essentials, and this is the one I'm using for the top of the box. And then the Garden Meadows is the one that I'm using here. You can even do this hello at the top for just a friend. And this says, I can't even imagine having a better friend. I don't know if that'll fit on there, but that would be cute too. And then I'm using, you know, all these little pieces from here. All right, well, let's get going. Okay, so we are going to stamp this first. So let me grab that. I'm going to use my VersaFine for that. And we're going to stamp this Hello Spring. Let me see if I can get this. Right there. And this is ready to go. I need my bone folder. And then we are going to sharpen these as well. It's important that these are really sharpened good too. And then we're going to sharpen our window sheet. So I got to make sure which one's the embossed side. And this is a little bit harder to see, especially I don't have a whole lot of light directly on me. It's just shining around me. So I'm going to see if I can do it this way, and then I'll sharpen those pieces. So let's see. And you want these really sharpened good too. I have to hold it up to see it, y'all. Okay. I have an extra light when I'm actually working in here, and it really, really helps. And then the bottom. And we're going to cut some pieces here. And I wanted to get these sharpened, all sharpened up first. All right, so on this, we're going to cut these both the same way, actually. You're just going to cut up here and the bottom. And then on this one, you're going to cut here. I'm cutting a little bit off of these. So that's how that goes, like that. And now I'm going to use actually my tear and tape. I'm going to use it on both of these because this, you want it to stay really, really good. So I'm just going to put a piece here. Since I'm using it, I could glue this part, but since I'm using it for all the other stuff, I'm going to just go ahead and use it here. And then you're going to run it down the sides of the window sheet here. And you can actually go all the way down to where your little piece is there. The little glue tab. Just run it all the way down. Because those are going to fold under. And then this one, we're going to put right here. So let's put this one together first. Let me grab my little paper piercer to get this piece off. I'm just going to line these up. Make sure they're real straight for this here. And I like to make sure these are nice and squared up when you put in your other piece. So I'm going to just take off that little bottom piece. I'm just going to pull that back. Use this. I don't know why I try to make things more difficult. So this is going to tuck under here. And it's going to fold just like we folded this piece. So they're folding right underneath. Like that. Now I'm going to remove all this other tape. And this piece, whoops, is going to fit in here. Now, be very careful when you're doing this part because you want it to go all the way to the bottom, the very bottom, and I've been sticking so that sticks down right away. And then just set this inside like that. And just use your fingers to press it. Whoops. Make sure it's lined up. This one didn't line up. Make sure it's lined up real good. This one too. There we go. And just press them really tight. And there it is. Really easy. All right, so on this one, I'm going to go ahead and use tear and tape as well again. And we're just going to put it on the back here. remove your backings. And then just set this and make sure you have it level, like both sides have the same amount of space on it, as close as you can get anyway. And then that's gonna go like that. And now I'm gonna grab my Velcro dots. These are linked in the description as well. And then I'm gonna put one here at the very top. And I'm gonna eyeball this, see if I can get it close to where it's going to grab that. Yep, did pretty good. Oops, didn't get that on straight though. And there you go. It holds it closed really good. All right, now let's grab our pieces. Let me show you what I'm going to do with my ribbon though. Because I didn't have any ribbon this color, I'm coloring some ribbon. And I'm using the Ohuhu markers. You can use your blends as well for it. But I'm going to use this because that's what I got out here. I'm going to use the darker one. And you are just going to, and this is how you do it with your blends as well. So you're just going to color it, and it goes through to the other side, but I always go over the other side just a little bit more, and then just flip it over, and you can do that. This way your color's all even. All right, we're going to just cut this, and we are going to make a bow. You don't even have to put the bow if you don't want to. So I'm doing this bow. I cut these a little bit smaller. I'm going to use a glue dot for attaching the bow there to the front. Right here. Oops. Glue dot came off. I'm going to put it right there in the center. And then we're going to add our pieces. Now I'm going to use dimensionals for some. The boots, I'm going to just go ahead and glue them on, and I'll use my wet glue for that. So I didn't want to cover up too much of the embossing because this is so pretty. I wish you could see it better, but I know it's tough to see. And then we're going to put a couple dimensionals on the flowers here. And then we're going to put one dimensional on the watering pot, watering can here. Let me straighten out that one. No, I didn't want to let go. Oops. I'm going to put one more on here, fix that. And straighten that one out. And that's it. There you have it. Fill it with your favorite candy and you are done. It's really easy to do, y'all. Yeah, the embossing is so pretty and it adds so much to this box. You may be able to see it a little bit better now. Can you see that? It's so pretty. All right, I hope you all have a blessed day. Here is my February host code if you need to place an order. I'd appreciate using the host code. So I hope you all have a blessed day. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and I'll catch you in the next one. See you later, everyone. Bye.